I still remember the smell of winter that day. Cold wind, Christmas lights everywhere, and the kind of silence that tells you something bad is coming. Her name was Emily. My first love, my only love. We were standing in her front yard in Virginia, the one with the old oak tree and the frozen grass. She looked beautiful, but her eyes were already somewhere else. I'm sorry. But you and I won't work out. That one line cracked something deep inside me. I tried to smile, tried to breathe, tried to keep my voice steady. Is there someone else? She didn't answer. She didn't have to. The way she looked down told the whole story. A black SUV pulled up in front of her house. A tall, confident guy stepped out. A guy who had everything I didn't: money, charm, confidence, and a big shiny ring in his hand. She walked toward him, not me. He didn't even look at me. He held her hand like he already owned her. And right there, right in that driveway covered in frost, she said the words that destroyed my entire world. I'm marrying him. No hesitation. No emotion. No guilt. Just a decision she made without me. I stood frozen as they drove away. Her hand in his. Her smile glowing through the car window. And my heart crushing in slow motion. That night I didn't sleep. I stared at my phone waiting for a text. A call. Anything. But nothing came. Because she had already erased me from her life. I deleted her number, but her initials were still written on the inside of my mind. Every street reminded me of her. Every song burned a hole in my chest. I wasn't angry. Just empty. Completely empty. Little did I know. Months later, the same girl who walked away, the same girl who left me for someone better, would call me in the middle of the night. Crying. Broken. Begging me to save her from the man she chose over me. But that was still far away. For now, I was just a guy standing alone under winter lights, learning the first painful lesson of love. The person you'd do anything for can be the person who leaves you with nothing. Chapter 2. Months later, her name appeared on my screen again. Winter had passed. Spring came and went. Summer arrived like a bright lie. Warm on the outside, empty on the inside. But I was healing. Slowly. I got a job in Richmond, started running every morning, stopped checking her social media, and built a routine strong enough to keep her ghost out of my mind. I thought I was finally moving on. Until one night. I was driving home from work on a late September evening, the kind where the sky turns purple just before it gives up to darkness. I tossed my phone on the passenger seat and turned up the radio. Then it vibrated. Once, twice, 3 times. I ignored it. Until I glanced over, and my whole world froze. Incoming call, Emily. My chest tightened. My fingers shook. My heartbeat felt like thunder inside my ribs. Her name. After everything. After choosing someone else. After leaving me in the cold. Why now? I stared at the screen until it stopped ringing. A minute later, a message appeared. Please call me. It's urgent. My hands tightened around the steering wheel. Urgent? For who? Her? The man she married? The life she chose? I turned off the engine and sat in silence inside the parked car. Then another message. I know I hurt you, but I don't know who else to go to. My stomach nodded. This wasn't guilt. This was fear. I called her back. I don't know why. Maybe old habits never die. Maybe love isn't something the heart unlearns easily. She picked up on the first ring. Her voice. It wasn't the confident, proud voice she had when she left me. This voice was cracked. Shaking. Crying. Please, can we talk? I need your help. It's about him. Him? I asked. She swallowed hard, like speaking his name was choking her. My husband. A cold chill crawled down my spine. I didn't speak. I didn't breathe. I just waited. Her next words made my heart drop into my stomach. He's not the man I thought he was. Please, I can't do this alone. Her sobs echoed through the phone, raw, broken, terrified. In that moment, I realized something. The girl who once walked away was now running back, not for love, but for rescue. And the worst part? A small part of me still wanted to protect her, even if she was the one who broke me. Chapter 3. The Truth Behind Her Tears. I met her at a small coffee shop on Broad Street, one of those quiet places where the lights are warm, the seats are soft, and the world feels safe enough to fall apart. She was already there when I walked in. Emily looked nothing like the girl who left me for someone better. Her hair was messy. Her eyes were swollen. Her hands trembled as she held the mug like she was trying to warm a frozen soul. When she saw me, her breath hitched. "Thank you for coming," she whispered. I sat across from her, keeping distance, not physical but emotional. She noticed. She deserved to. "So," I said softly, "what happened?" Her lip quivered. She looked down like she was afraid to look me in the eyes. "Everything," she said. "Everything I thought he was. He wasn't." I didn't respond. She needed to speak. I needed to hear. She took a shaky breath. "He told me exactly what I wanted to hear. Plans, dreams, promises. Things I thought you couldn't give me at the time." That stung. But I stayed silent. Then, her voice cracked. "After the wedding, everything changed. First, it was control. Then jealousy. Then—" She stopped. Her eyes filled with tears. She tried to blink away. "Emily, did he hurt you?" I asked. Her silence answered for her. I felt something twist inside me. Anger, pity, confusion, all colliding at once. She wiped her face, hands shaking. "I'm not safe with him anymore," she whispered. "He checks my phone. My location. He threatens me when he's angry. I tried to leave, but he said he'd ruin me." I exhaled slowly, trying to process. "So why call me?" I asked. She looked up then, really looked at me. "Because," she said with a voice full of regret, "you're the only person who ever loved me without wanting to control me, and I threw you away." Her tears slipped down her cheeks. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." The words I once begged to hear now felt heavy, almost painful. If she had said this months ago, I would have broken down, hugged her, taken her back in a heartbeat. But now, she wasn't asking for love. She was asking for escape, and I didn't know if I could give her that. "Emily," I said quietly, "you made your choice." "I know," she choked out. "But I didn't know he would become this monster." For the first time, I saw the fear behind her eyes, not regret for losing me, but terror of the man she married. And I realized something painful. Sometimes people come back, not because they love you, but because they have nowhere else to go. Before leaving, she whispered, "Please, just hear me out. I'm scared, and I trust you more than anyone." Trust, a word she'd never given me when it mattered. As she walked out into the cold evening, hugging herself to stay warm, I stayed behind, staring at the door she had disappeared through. My heart wanted to protect her. My mind wanted to walk away. And in that quiet moment, I didn't know which part would win. Chapter 4, the night her husband found out. For 2 days after the coffee shop meeting, I tried to convince myself not to get involved. "This isn't your problem anymore. You don't owe her anything. She made her choice." I repeated those lines like a prayer. But every time I tried to sleep, her trembling hands, her broken voice, her terrified eyes, they replayed like a movie I never asked to watch. On the third evening, my phone buzzed. Not a text, a call. "Emily." My chest tightened. I answered hesitantly. Her voice came through in a whisper, shaky, breathless. He knows." Instantly, the air left my lungs. "What do you mean he knows?" "He saw the call logs," she whispered. "He knows I met someone. He's furious. He locked the door and—" A sound in the background sliced through the phone. A man's footsteps, heavy, slow. Then a door creaking. "Emily?" I said. "Talk to me." "I'm hiding in the bathroom," she whispered, voice tight with fear. "He's calling my name. Please, please don't hang up." My heart raced. "Is he drunk?" "No, worse." Her breath hitched. "He's calm." Calm. The kind of calm that comes before something dangerous. A male voice echoed faintly through the speaker. "Emily, come out." Her breathing accelerated. "Please," she whispered. "Don't leave me alone." I swallowed hard, already grabbing my jacket. "Stay where you are." "I'm coming." "No," she cried softly. "If he sees you, he'll lose it. He'll hurt you." "Hurt me how?" I asked. She didn't answer. That scared me more than anything. Then, something slammed against the bathroom door. Emily gasped. "Emily!" I yelled. "He's trying to break the lock," she whispered, shaking. "Please, please help me." I ran to my car. "Put me on speaker," I said. "You're not alone." "I'm here." She did. Another slam. This one louder, deeper. That door wouldn't hold long. "Emily," the man grunted. "Open the door or I swear." "Call 911, I said urgently. "I can't," she whispered. He took my phone. "You're the only one I could reach." My blood ran cold. The thought hit me like a punch. He didn't just want to yell. He wanted control. Maybe worse. I drove faster. "Listen to me," I said. "Stay behind the tub. It's the strongest spot in the room." "Oh, okay." Another slam. Wood cracked. "Emily," I said. "I'm almost there," she cried softly. "Why did I ruin everything with you? You were the only good thing I ever had." This wasn't the time for old wounds. This was survival. Just as I turned onto her street, I heard a sound I'll never forget. The bathroom door breaking. A scream. Her scream. "Emily!" I yelled. Then her voice, shaking, crying. "He's coming in." A man's furious shout cut her off. The phone fell. Static. Then nothing. I slammed the brakes in front of their house. The lights were on. The front door was wide open. And for the first time, I wasn't thinking like the guy she rejected. I was thinking like the only person she had left. Chapter 5. The night her voice returned. The rain that night felt colder than usual. Not sharp. Not violent. Just cold enough to remind him he was still alive. He had finally stopped checking her messages. Stopped typing paragraphs and deleting them. Stopped expecting her shadow to appear in the doorway like it used to. But healing doesn't happen in one moment. Healing happens in small, quiet nights like these, when you sit alone listening to raindrops and remind yourself you don't need the person who broke you 7 different times, in 7 different ways. He sat on his bed, phone face down, breathing deeply like someone recovering from drowning. And then his phone vibrated. Once, twice, then again. He froze. For 5 years, he had been the ghost visiting her Instagram profile every night. Silent, invisible, unimportant. But this time, her name glowed on his screen. A message from the past. Dropped into the middle of his healing. "Are you awake?" His heart stuttered. He did not reply. He refused to fall again. But the rain. The way it whispered her name in the wind. The way memories came crawling back. It all pushed him to open the message. She sent another text. "I don't know why, but tonight I miss you." He felt his chest tighten, not in love, but in the ache of someone who remembers the pain too clearly. He typed, "Why now?" She replied instantly. "Because I finally realized no one ever cared for me the way you did." He closed his eyes. Her words felt heavy, but not comforting. Not anymore, because he had learned something louder than her regret. Love is not love if it only returns when it gets lonely. He placed the phone on the table, let it vibrate again and again, and refused to pick it up. For the first time in years, her voice returned, but he finally didn't answer. The rain outside softened, like even the sky understood. Sometimes healing is not when she comes back. Sometimes healing is when you don't go back. Chapter 6. The night. He finally told the truth. It had been 3 nights since she messaged him. 3 nights of silence from his side. 3 nights of her trying again, and again, and again. But he didn't reply. Not out of anger. Not out of ego. But because for the first time in 5 years, his heart was choosing peace over pain. Tonight the rain was soft. The kind that sounds like fingertips tapping on glass. The kind that feels like someone quietly whispering, "It's okay to let go." He sat in the small cafe near his apartment. The same cafe where he once waited 2 hours. For her to show up. And she never did. The waitress placed a cup of hot chocolate in front of him. He smiled softly. It was the first night he didn't feel tired. Just as he took a sip, his phone buzzed again. This time, a voice note. Her voice, the voice he had loved more than anything, trembled through the speaker. "I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I know I chose others over you. I know I left you alone every time you needed me. But I promise I've changed. Just give me one last chance, please." He closed his eyes. Her words felt heavy, but the rain outside sounded lighter. He realized something. She wasn't asking for another chance at love. She was asking for another chance at control. She knew he had finally moved on, and that scared her more than losing him ever did. He tapped the screen, finally deciding to respond. But this time, he wasn't speaking from a broken heart. He was speaking from a healed one. He typed slowly. You didn't lose me yesterday. You lost me the day you gave me up for someone who never cared about you. She replied instantly. So that's it? You're leaving me? He stared at the screen for a long moment. Not sad. Not angry. Just honest. You left me 7 times. I forgave you 7 times. But the 8th time, I'm choosing myself. The message sent. He didn't wait for her reply. Didn't need closure. Didn't need her voice anymore. The rain outside grew softer, almost peaceful. For the first time, he wasn't breaking. He was finally free. Chapter 7. The goodbye that finally saved him. The rain had stopped by the time he stepped outside the cafe. The street was quiet, washed clean, glowing under soft streetlights. It felt strange. For the first time in years, the night didn't feel heavy. His phone buzzed once more. A long message. From her. He stared at the screen for a moment. Then he opened it. I know I destroyed everything. I know I don't deserve you. But I can't live like this anymore. Please, don't leave me alone. He exhaled, slow, steady. For 5 years, those words would have broken him. Tonight, they didn't. He typed back, You're not alone. You just can't use me as the cure for the loneliness you created. A long pause. Then, so this is goodbye? He looked up at the sky. The clouds were clearing, revealing the first stars of the night. Goodbye wasn't a bad word anymore. It wasn't loss. It wasn't rejection. It was freedom. Yes, he finally wrote, this is goodbye. Not because I stopped loving you, but because I finally started loving myself. He hit send. The message delivered with a soft vibration, and something inside him opened, like a window finally letting the light in. He walked down the empty street, hands in pockets, hood pulled up, but his heart felt uncovered for the first time. At the next block, his phone buzzed again. But this time, he didn't check. He didn't need to. Some people return not because they love you, but because they notice they no longer control you. He wasn't angry. He wasn't bitter. He wished her healing. He wished her peace. But he no longer wished for her. He reached the small bridge that overlooked the quiet river. The water shimmered under the city lights. He stood there for a moment, letting the cool night breeze brush his face. He whispered to the river, not to her, thank you for the lesson. A lesson that cost him years, but finally gave him back his soul. When he turned away from the water and started walking again, he didn't look back. Some stories aren't meant to be fixed. Some hearts aren't meant to return. But some endings are the beginning of real freedom. Tonight wasn't the night he lost her again. Tonight was the night he finally found himself.